fans.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Milesy, and look who I've got in the studio. I've got Kenneth.
Good evening.
Ready to work.
Yes, how are we all? I hope you can hear me nice and clear here, actually. Nice little studio here, nice and comfy.
So, if there's any feedback, let me know, and I'll have to put ours on mic while people are talking. But we've got an exciting night ahead. Hopefully, I've got 3 guests coming on as well. Good evening, Danny Drury. Danny Drury, hope you're going to be there tomorrow night, mate. Straight away, we've got messages coming in. We've got Spot the Ball coming up. We've got Guess the 3 players. We've got that coming up as well. We have got 3 tickets to give away for tomorrow night's players meeting at Dillon's. So they are available tonight. So we're going to give 4 prizes away. So we're going to give you four prizes away. So I need 4 of you to get, right? I need 4 people to get Spot the Ball right tonight. What do you reckon?
Well, good luck. We haven't seen the pictures yet, but no doubt it will be a hard one.
It's going to be a hard one. It is a hard one. And I will say that now. It is very hard. But what we're going to do, if only one person gets it, we'll have a competition with Guess the Players. And we'll get your names down if you get all 3 right. And we will draw a number out at the end of the show and give away 4 prizes. So let's get the show on underway. And we've got a couple of guests coming on. Hopefully, there'll be another one joining us very shortly if she can get on, bless her. But first of all, our very regular, she is amazing. She knows her facts. She knows everything about Coventry City. She's just absolutely out of this world.
That's got to be Vicky.
It's got to be Vicky. Good evening, Vicky. She's froze. Okay, we're
Frozen on mute.
Are you there, Vicky?
Good evening, you all right?
All good. All
Can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you. Yeah, definitely hear you. How's your week been so far? All right, apart from Tuesday night.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I
Good.
didn't make the trip to Cardiff though.
No, nor me. I'm glad I didn't go this time around, but it was hard watching it on telly. All right, let's get our next guest in. We've got Nation Radio, Tony Swideck. Good evening, Tony.
Evening, Miles. Evening, everyone. How are you?
Evening,
Mate, all good. How's your week been apart from Tuesday night?
Yeah, all right. I was a bit depressed when I went to work Wednesday morning, but you know, you get over it and you just say the next game's coming up rather quick. And you know, where were we this time last year? That's what I got to say.
Exactly. Bottom of the league, no points, and whatever else was going on. And we've got a new guest tonight. She's wonderful. She's from Leamington Spa. She's absolutely Sky Blues mad. Even her lads are Sky Blues mad. She sits behind in the director's area. I don't know how she affords those special tickets, but she's down there. She meets all the players. She keeps robbing everyone's shirt off them as well. I don't know how many shirts she's got, but we'll find out in a minute. But she's not been on our show before. I'm so pleased that she's come on. The one and only Natalie. You all right, Nat? She's gone quiet. She can't hear us. Can she hear us? Natalie, are you there? She'll come on in a minute. We'll get her on in a minute. Anyway, while we're waiting, we will get Spot the Ball on. So, are you ready for Spot the Ball? Guys, you ready for Spot the Ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Where's the ball tonight? Spot the ball. Ooh. I forgot where it is, to be honest. So, there's Spot the Ball. Have a guess. Where do you think the ball is? Give us a guess. Get your guesses in. You can win 1 of 3 tickets for tomorrow night. And also, you can win a special Sky Blue Fans TV prize. Kent, we'll go with you first. Where do you think the ball is?
Number 6.
So, Ken is going number 6. Vicky, where are you going?
Number 15.
Vicky, 15. Okay. Tony?
Number 22.
No way, Tony. Is that there?
22.
22,
Okay.
mate.
I forgot, right? I forgot where it is. So I'm gonna have a guess. I'm gonna go number 4, I think I'm gonna go for. Get your guesses in. And you can see what's going on. Have a little go. I've got to reply to Natalie because she says she can't hear us. Let me just see if I can get hold of her a sec. So, Ken, looking at the other night, Tuesday night, you didn't watch the game. You listened to it on the radio.
I did.
How did it sound on the radio?
Sounded awful.
Yeah,
Following day because I was obviously working, but it sounded awful. It really did. Sounded that we were not at the races, basically giving the ball away constantly, and just not with it. That's what it sounded like, and that's what it looked like when I seen it. You know, when I seen it the following day, when I seen the highlights. Don't know what quite went wrong, but it's certainly far from the performance, or the first half performance at Hull on the Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was completely different to what I've seen. I mean, it was my first game that I've watched on telly for 2 seasons. It absolutely killed me. But then I thought, I walked in through the door, being around my mates watching it at 5 to 10. So I was pretty changed. Vicky, what did you make to it, lovely?
Oh, this was one of those really difficult evenings, wasn't it? Where you're thinking, oh, like, just be doing this and now, like, call the full whistle. It's not going to be our evening. Everything's gone wrong. So yeah, a bit depressing.
Yeah. And Tony, what did you make to the game Tuesday?
I just thought the first goal was a soft goal to concede. And I just thought the strikers were really isolated there. We didn't have a man that's going to go in, put his boot in midfield, win that ball under the pass. You know, it was just they just look like they haven't played together, basically. You know, yeah, I'm sure it will come good. I think, but it's how long it takes. I thought Ellis Sims, by the way, did okay when he came on, got into some good positions.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now we've got Natalie back. Can you hear us now, Nat? She can't hear us.
Is
I
she
don't know
on
what she's
mute?
doing. What you doing?
Is she on mute?
I don't know what she's doing. Let me message her. Ken, carry on while I just message her.
Yeah. What I was going to say to you, Tone, do you thought he got the tactics wrong on?
I would have played. To be fair, I mean, I know he's been injured, but I would have put Jamie Allen in from the start. To give us a bit of drive in the midfield, because he would run forward with the ball. He's not as skillful as Callum O'Hare, but he's a similar type of player where he'll run forward. But Matt Rose probably thought he wasn't fit enough. So it's what you do. I mean, he's got a complete new team, and he's got to find a method, and that's Mike Robbins' job, to find a method to get the best out of the players that he's got available to him at the moment. Callum O'Hare will be fit again very shortly, but is he going to be the same type of player? We don't know.
Well, that's it. The jury's still going to be out on that, isn't it?
But Matty got him. But what a swan song!
He only needs a sniff of a chance, doesn't he, Godden, and he only take it. You know, that's what he's in the team for.
We paid 13 million on 2 new strikers, and Matty Godden cost 500k, and he's the second top goal scorer in the division.
Yeah,
I think for me, where it went wrong Tuesday night, and I mean, I thought that Cardiff pushed us back. They pushed us a little bit further back than we normally get forwards, especially with the wing backs. Van Eyck couldn't get forward, nor could De Silva, and Tanner really pushed it forward and pushed our team back, which forced the wing backs to go back. So it forced De Silva to go back a lot. I thought that's where it lacked, but also midfield I thought was non-existent. I think we got Natalie back now. I think we have got her now. Can you hear us?
Finally, yeah, I can.
Third time looking at.
We were just saying that. What did you make to the performance on Tuesday night?
Politely, it was dire. I think. I think our midfield, as I just heard you saying, it was severely lacking. We just didn't seem to be going forward. We had no creativity until we brought Sakamoto on and Ayari. Then it changed it up a little bit, and there was more creation. We weren't running at them. We just were passing, across from wing to wing, passing back through our back three. We just didn't seem to have any ideas going forward. The first half was really boring. I thought Matty Godden did really well given the chances he had. I am very concerned. I don't like to slate players. You know that, Miles. I'm all behind all of our players, but I am concerned with Haji Wright at the moment. He looked disinterested. Maybe that's not fair to say, but he just didn't have any fire in his belly. It felt like he just was jogging around the park. His touches weren't great. So yeah, we'll give him a chance. I don't want to, slag our players off because I'm all for our team. You know how much I love our team. But it was lackluster. And I think, the game early on was calling out for Sakamoto and Ayari to come on. Van Hewitt was brilliant as always. And I think Kitchen looked quite good as well. Yeah.
I mean, for me, like you just mentioned there, it was quite. She's vanished. Where's she gone? It was what did it for me. I thought she's just made a big point. Ayari and Sakamoto, in the first 10 minutes, you could see it was crying out for some extra pace. It was crying out for some extra pace in the midfield. I was just saying, Natalie, that you made a good point about Ayari and Sakamoto. It needed those two players on there after about 10 minutes of watching the game. You could tell what was happening, and it just wasn't happening. Even Kelly was way out of his depth, and he doesn't normally look way out of his depth. Palmer, I think, was still on the plane again. I think that he looked a little bit lackluster for me. He didn't look at the races. But, I mean, it was really disappointing, wasn't it, Vic? It just wasn't us, was it? It wasn't Coventry City, was it?
No, I think that's the thing, isn't it? And I think unfortunately it was a compounding situation. I think Sadly Robbins, I think he got the tactics and the team wrong for the day, but he gets so much right that you have to just let that slide occasionally. I think that too many players let us down with their performances, and so it just all came together to be like just a really dire evening because it just didn't work on so many levels. And I think we weren't brave enough on the ball. We'd get forward and then just pass back again when there was people to pass to forwards, but we just didn't seem to want to be brave and actually go for it. And so we just made it so easy for Cardiff. I mean, they were just like watching us play around and then just picking us off when they felt like it, and so that's frustrating as well.
Yeah. Now listen, before we carry on, we're going to bring Spot the Ball up because Nat, we haven't got your number yet, so another go for everyone. We've got 4 prizes to give away tonight. We've got 3 tickets for tomorrow night's Meet the Players down at Dillon's Brewery, which is Ellis Sims and Matty Godden. They are 3 tickets up for grabs tonight. Also, we've got a Sky Blue Fans TV gift as well. So here we go. Spot the ball. Natalie, where do you think the ball is? Come on. I'll bet you'll get this right, I reckon. Spot the ball. She's gone on mute. She's on mute. Oh, she's lost her again. So come on, get your spot the ball in. Get spot the balls in. Who do you think? Where do you think the ball is? Come on, get your numbers in. We've got. I'll tell you what we have got. We have got. She's back. Natalie.
Sorry, I'm having a nightmare. 19. I'll go for, or 13.
No, you can only have one.
All right, I'll go for 13.
Unlucky for Tom.
Yeah, number 13. Let's go for it.
Okay. All right, you're definitely going for 13.
No, I'm not. I'm changing it to 19 now. 19. That's my last shot. My sister's birthday. I'm going for 19. I'm sticking with it.
19. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. No problem. Right. Okie dokie. So number 19. Okay, let's get some more guesses in. Let's get some comments coming up here. Let's have a little look here. Let's just put this up first. Let's get some comments coming in. Let's see if we get your reaction to these comments, guys. Where is it gone? I've got the first one. Where's it gone? I've lost it now. About Robins. Here we go. Is the criticism of Robins by fans justified? We'll come to you first, Ken.
No, absolutely not. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Mark Robins has done a tremendous job for us over the. You just have to look to where we were and where we are, where we've come from. Yeah, he's not going to get everything right. I mean, the best managers in the world, lose games.
Yeah.
And we're in a bit of a sticky patch. It was the other night, but look, we've still got more points now than we had this time last year. So people panic, and I don't even know why people are looking at the league table at the moment, because you don't win anything in September. It's just there for show, really.
Yeah.
I never look or take any interest in the league table really until about Christmas.
Well, a lot of people say that the league really kicks on after the second international break, which is in October. Natalie, what do you reckon? Criticism on Robins, is it justified by the fans?
Not at all. Robins is king, isn't he? Let's face it. He's got us to where we, on very little budget last season, we had nothing apart from loan players, and we got to one kick from the Premier League. I think he makes some mistakes sometimes with his tactics, and I think that was evident at the last game with Cardiff. But he's the boss. He knows what's going on. He knows how his players are performing in training, what their fitnesses are. He's the gaffer for a reason, and he's been, the gaffer with us for a long, long time. So no, I don't think it's justified at all. I think people need to just get off his back and realise that we've got an absolutely gem of a manager in Mark Robins.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. We've got a comment coming here. This one's for you, Vic. Paul Cadden. Hi, Paul. Good evening, everyone. Change of formation. Would you change the formation going into Monday's game?
I think we need to do something, whether that's a change of formation or just a change of players. It's just difficult at the minute. I think it's difficult for Robins, isn't it? Because he's got a sort of injury crisis going on in midfield. And so it's trying to get the best out of the players that we've still got available in that slot. And I imagine he's going to be reluctant to drop two strikers having to sport two. So, I mean, you'd have to play Godden regardless, because he's the one scoring the goals. But is he going to want to leave both Sims and White on the bench? So it just makes it's a difficult job for him at the moment, isn't it? I think, to try and work out the best to get the players we've got at the moment, really. But yeah,
would you be tempted to put Sims in from the start? Because
I would. I'd start Sims. I thought that he did more in the sort of 10-15 minutes at the end of the game than White did. For the rest of it, really. I think. It's difficult with White, isn't it? Because he's come to a new country, so he's having to settle in. The Championship is renowned for being such a difficult league, so I think we're going to be careful not to write him off just because he's might be just struggling to settle and get used to the climate, the speed of the game, all these sorts of things. But I just felt that Sims did more, so I'd be starting him.
I agree.
I'd go Sims and Godden on Monday.
I was thinking about this before the show tonight. I was thinking that really you got to think about that. We've been unlucky with Ben Sheaf's injury, so we were starting to learn how to play without Hamer, and now we're having to learn to play without Ben Sheaf as well as Hamer. So it is going to be a little bit of an uphill struggle at the moment, I believe. Tony, we'll come to you with this one. Is Robins going to shake things up on Monday? Could you see Collins coming in for Wilson? Fad's dropped, Godden dropped. I can't see Godden being dropped. He's top goal scorer. You can't really drop him. Or a change of formation or something else completely. What do you reckon, Tone?
I don't think Fazdine will be dropped. I basically think they should, as Vicky said, I think they should go with Sims and Godden up front. What you got to understand is that I've got a feeling in the next couple of weeks, Callum O'Hare is going to be on the bench again. So he's not that far away now. So when he's the link that will link the two strikers, which I think will get them firing. And maybe Jamie Allen might do the same. But, it's early days. And for them to be saying Robins needs to go is absolutely ludicrous. What are we? 6-7 games in?
7.
7 games in. let's enjoy it. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be a season like last season before the season started. So, you know what? If we finish mid-table, we finish mid-table. That's the way it is. We just got to build and again. But you know, we're all Coventry, and you know, I'm sure he'll get it right. There's not going to be any pressure on him. People want to be top of the league, and it's not going to happen.
No, I think the expectations are that high because we've spent money, and it's, you know, Robins has got to he's got to try and figure out how to motivate players that have cost millions and millions. Natalie, I mean, you sit behind them, don't you, when you're at the game?
Right next to him, Miles.
Right, that's it. Right next to them, and you nick their shirts. How many shirts have you got since you've been sat there?
5, I think. No.
Unbelievable. No wonder we can't get our shirts. You're nicking them all.
I got mine before you did as well, Miles. I was with Ken at the shop, weren't I, Ken? We managed to buy ours.
Why didn't you need ours?
Hey, and Miles, mine was clean as well.
All right, whatever. Put it in. Right, let's get some more comments up here. Paul Cadden's coming again. Good evening, Paul, again. Drop one of the defence midfielders and put in more forwards. Thinking midfielder would need a creative or something with the two up front. I would like to see, and I said this last week, I'd like to see Latabodier move into the middle. And I think that would give Kelly a little bit of a rest. We then can play Thomas at the back. And I think that's the way forward. And Ayari or Sakamoto in the number 10 role, because the second goal on Tuesday night, I thought it was Sakamoto couldn't get goal side. So, but then, you know, what was his name again? Tanner legged it down the field. Eccles stopped running. I don't know what he was stopping running for. He didn't even chase after him. So, you know, there was a couple of players at fault. It was all bang average, really, wasn't it? Paul Hughes has come in, our winner from last week. Getting a bit fed up with Palmer, slowing the game down and showboating and trying worldies. Come to you, Ken.
Yeah,
Palmer.
He was very poor, you know, for his standard. We expect Palmer to be a lot better than that, you know, and he was off completely, wasn't he? I would have bought him off at half time, to be honest, because
I couldn't believe he stayed on so long, really.
I couldn't believe it, and I would have made a change because he just wasn't at the game. I don't know whether he, you know, when he was ill or whatever, had a bug or just wasn't with it or had an injury. We don't know, but he wasn't the player we know he can be. That
he was miles off the pace.
Yeah, we know he can do it as well, and that's a disappointing thing.
I mean, for me, you know, that performance felt like they'd travelled down that day. Now, I don't know if they did, but you know, the old days when we used to go to an away game and they'd travel the same day and they'd get off the coach and they'd put in a performance that was just half-hearted, as if we've had a long journey, we can't be bothered, we want to go home and go to bed or whatever. Did it feel like that to you, Nat?
Yeah, I mean, it just felt very lackluster. It felt like a lot of players weren't really trying and giving it their all. But, you know, they're professional players. They're trained for this. There's no excuse for, you know, lackluster performances like that. Whether they travelled down literally and got there an hour before the kickoff, you know, they are professionals and they're trained to deal with these things. I mean, I think Casey Palmer was miles off the pace and anybody could see that right from the off. He just wasn't up to it. I think with Robins, you know, I really, really rate the guy. He's been absolutely amazing for us. He's brought our club back to where we should be and within touching distance of getting back into the Premiership. But I think sometimes his substitutions are far too late. And we have a joke. We know where we're sitting. We can see him nod to AD. AD goes up, has a little chat in his ear. You know, 60th minute, 64th minute. You know, you're going to have a substitution at that point, but sometimes he needs to go sooner. He needs to make those decisions a bit sooner, I think, when it's clear to see. But then we don't know what he knows coming off the bench. We don't know about other players' fitness, you know, and what other players are dealing with, what he's seen in training. He's probably trying to give Casey some, you know, minutes on the pitch and some game time. But yeah, in Robins we trust. That's the good old adage, isn't it? We have to keep going. I think they'll come good. I mean, I think people saying, "Oh, we're going to be mid-table." I mean, gosh, look where we were this time last year, and we just had a run. I mean, after international breaks, we're always shocking. So I was expecting Cardiff to be a shocking game because we kind of lose the momentum after an international break. But we've done it. It's happened. It wasn't the best game. I was absolutely gutted, as you can imagine, but we go again. And I think we just keep building. I think the January window I'm looking forward to strengthening the centre, midfield. But like I said, we've got O'Hare's due back soon. And let's see him set the world alight again.
Yeah, definitely. Tony, here's one for you, mate. Unless Ayari blossoms quickly, we may need to consider a big change in the middle. But how do you rate Ayari of what you've seen so far? That's where I wanted to go with this question.
Well, I think he's a skillful player, young lad. First chance in the Championship. I know he played a couple of games in the Premier League. Looks pretty decent, to be fair, and maybe come towards the mid to half into the later part of the season, he's gonna be good. But he's not a Gustavo Hamer, is he? And realistically, they should have known that they need, whether they tried or not, they needed to buy someone with experience in that midfield. I think they did try, and they were getting priced out. But I think I think he's a decent player. I think he played okay when he came on Tuesday night. I mean, do you know what? Funny as it seems, I would have played Jake Bidwell. He's more He's more defensive. De Silva was caught out of position a few times. And he was part of our back 4 or 5 last season.
He gives us a solid 7 or 8 every week, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's not as good going forward as De Silva. That's obvious, but they got forward, but they didn't create a lot.
Yeah,
and then we got caught. We got caught in Cardiff. I mean, that third goal, right? For instance, right, the City lads came out, and all they did was lob it over, and the bloke ran through, and bang. They walked. As they ran out, he ran through. So there was no. It was like it's like when you as a ref, like you got the halfway line and you're onside. Yeah. Defenders all come up to the halfway line, but he's run from his own half onto the ball, and that's what it was like. And he smashed it into the corner.
Yeah.
Scoreboard defending.
Well, we're going to spot the ball again. Here we go. Spot the ball. Get your guesses in. We've got 3 prizes tonight. We've got 3 tickets kindly donated by one of our fans, Dennis. Hope you're watching, mate. Thank you very much for donating these 3 tickets. So they're for tomorrow night's players' meeting at Dillon's Brewery. It's not at the tavern tomorrow night. It's at Dillon's Brewery. So get yourselves down there. I think they've sold nearly 300 tickets for tomorrow night. So it's going to be an absolute mega night. Spot the ball. Get your guesses in. Let's get them out there. Now, it's coming up to an ad break, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be straight back, and we've got Guess the Player coming up. So get your guesses on. You've got a chance of winning these tickets, and we'll be back straight after this short break.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Okay, welcome back. And we have got our guest tonight. We've got Ken in the studio with me.
I'm here. I'm here. Lovely, comfy studio here.
We've got Natalie, bottom left-hand corner, giving a debut to us tonight. We're going to find out how she first started following the Sky Blues very shortly. We got our regular Vicky Oakes at the top, the old Coventry wizard up there. She knows everything about Cov City. And we've got Nation Radio. We have got the man himself.
Hello.
Dennis Friday. Right, okay.
Hello.
Okay, here we go. See, right, I'm going to ask all three of you now. Or four of you, sorry, because Ken's, I keep forgetting he's here.
I'm here.
Ken's here. Guess the players. Right, we'll go with you first. Tony, guess the players. Guess is in. You might have your tickets for tomorrow night.
Bottom left,
In order. Left and right.
Ellis Sims.
Yeah.
Hang on. Look at that. I'm looking at the top he's got. They're all this season's, aren't they?
All the seasons, aren't they?
They are all
think-
this season.
I think Ellis Sims, Yazari, Ayari, sorry, and Matty Godden. That's what I think.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
No problem. Okay. Natalie, we'll come to you.
Right, Sims, Thomas, maybe in the middle, I
Yeah.
think, and definitely
Okay.
Godden there.
it's normally Kelly in the middle, isn't it?
Kelly and okay. We'll go with you, Victoria.
Oh, I agree with Natalie. I think that's Sims, Thomas, and Godham.
Okay. Ken.
Exactly as I thought. Sims, Thomas, definitely Thomas in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all copying me now. That's it.
They know you're good at this. So let's have a look. Let's see who's got it right so far. So I've just got to turn my page. Hold on a sec. Because I've got to make a note of this. Got it? Got it over? Here we go. Right. So we have. Okay, let's get this in then. Are you ready? Let's have a look, see what we've got here. So we've got Danny Jury. Danny. He says Ellis. Oh, not there. I want to put it there. Ellis. Thomas. Oh, and Godden.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah, that's what we. Everyone's copying you now.
What we
Man.
said.
Come on.
See? I
Luke,
got it right first.
good evening, Luke. Hope to see you tomorrow if you got a ticket. If not, you might win one tonight. He's gone. Sims, Thomas, Godden. Oh, okay. Glenn's gone the same. Glenn, he's gone the same. From the Sky Blue Hub, Glenn. Paul Cadden's gone. Sims, Thomas, Godden. Oh, this is too easy,
Too easy
tonight.
tonight. See,
Way too easy.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas.
You'll have to do a draw.
I was
You'll have
going to
draw.
put some old ones in, but I thought, well, you know, I've got to make it nice and easy. Because last week Vic said it was too hard, didn't you, Vic?
Yeah.
She did. It was too hard. Okay, let's get the answers up then. So we've got people in the hat to win some tickets for the old, the old meeting tomorrow night with the one and only Ellis Sims and Matty Godden and Bobby Thomas in the middle. There's your answers. Well done, everyone. Very good indeed. I know it's a little bit easier this week, but you can't have it hard every week, can you? Because you never give prizes away. So we've got the people's names in the hat. We'll put yours in as well, Nat, if you're not busy tomorrow night. And
That'll be awesome.
we'll get you in the hat for tomorrow night's tickets, and we'll get one of the guests to pick a number out for us. So yeah, it was Matty Godden, Ellis Sims, and Bobby Thomas. Excellent stuff. Love it. Right, okay, let's get on with the show. So Natalie, we're going to come to you. We're having a little chat about Cardiff. Let's put that aside now. We want to hear about you because it's your debut tonight on our show. Tell us. Oh, we've got Mark Cunningham coming in as well. Let's put him in there. So tell us about yourself then, Natalie. How did you become a Cov City fan, and how did you decide to go and sit in those seats where you are now, nicking everyone's shirts?
Well, My dad wanted boys, I think, and he got 2 girls. So we were always destined to be Cov fans. I was taken up, when I was 5, I think, to Highfield Road, and had my first Cov game. I'm now 49. So, you do the math, that's a lot of years through the highs and lows of supporting Coventry City. We used to go to all of the away games in the top flight. So we went to stadiums that are no longer there. They've been knocked down now and rebuilt. We've seen all the top teams. It was just, we had no choice. There was no way we'd ever be allowed to support the Blues or Villa. Oh my goodness, my dad would literally have killed us. If we ever had boyfriends, the first thing my dad asked was, who do they support? And if it was Villa, they would not be let through the door. But fortunately, my sister and I had better taste than that anyway. So it was always never a Blue Nose or a Villa coming through our house. But yeah, we've just gone. It's just a love and a passion, and we've got so many memories that we had as a family. With my mum and dad. Sadly, my mum and dad are no longer with us, and we've got, between my sister and I, we've got 5 boys. So ever since they were, young enough to sit on our lap, we took them up to the Rico at the time as JSBs. My older son, Ethan, was more interested in the packed lunch my mum used to make than the football. But my son, Sam, who you've met, Miles, he just sat there from the age of 2. We took him up and he sat on my knee. He didn't take his eyes off that pitch once. And he has supported, he's now 18. He supported Coventry through all the highs and lows, having all the, I did as a kid, having all the fans of the Big 4 or the Big 5, giving us loads of grief. And all we used to say is, well, we're not plastic supporters. We're not glory hunters. We support our own team. And it's been so nice. When my dad passed away, we had a bit of an inheritance. So my sister and I wanted to get a box, but for when we returned back to the CBS, just to celebrate their lives really and do something nice as a family, but there were none available. They'd gone before they were even listed. So the next best thing was to sit as close as we could to the players. So we're right by the dugout. We're right by the players. So the players that are injured, they sit right alongside us. Sometimes you'll see me when we score, I'll run down and give them a high five in the box, in the players box, and just give them a bit of a cheer on. But I've calmed down a little bit now. I think that initial passion and showing up myself up, running down and high-fiving the players in the dugout has passed. I'm able to stay in my seat now and cheer. But we do the posh side and the home games, and then I'm a yobbo at the away games. As you know, Miles, you've seen me there. So I have we have both. And it's been really nice because my older son sort of got out of football a little bit. And with the run last season, we took him along to the odd game, and he said, "Mum, I can't believe I've missed the passion." And we took him to the Blackburn game, and that was amazing. To see his face and to see the euphoria when that goal went in. I mean, he was straight down there giving it to the away fans and trying to get high fives off the team. And that then was it. I knew we'd got all 5 boys back to the football, because he's 21, he sort of went his own way. My older nephew, 21, he dipped in and out, but we're all back and we all go together as a family, and it's creating those memories that I had as a child and my sister had as a child with our own children, and it's family time, and it's sometimes the only thing that I look forward to on a Saturday. When there's no football or international breaks kill me. I hate international breaks. I'm like, I want my golf team back. But I think what I've seen over the last few years since Robins took over is a real attachment with the team and the squad and the fans. The most amazing moment was at Exeter, and you were there with us, Miles, when we saw Casey Palmer walk around and stop to talk and high five every child or everybody that was around the pitch side, but even giving autographs on shirts to the Exeter boys, the kids, and that's the spirit that I've seen over the last few years, that it's just amazing. And do you know what? It's so nice after all these years of being out in the wilderness, seeing people with Coventry City shirts on everywhere you go. Little children wearing Cov shirts again. So yeah, we're just short shy of the Premiership, but that was gutting, as you can imagine. You know, it took a long time to get over that one. But you know, it was. I always said at the beginning, if we even got to the playoffs, it would be a dream. And I thought, yes, it'd be lovely to get to the playoffs and get to Wembley. Oh my goodness, never again. Just please autos next time. I don't think my heart could take it. I really couldn't do it. Literally, I mean, on the Middlesbrough game, those last 8 minutes, and I was in bits. And you know, people messaged me, and Sky picked me up on TV with my hands over my face, and I had people messaging me saying, "You're on TV, you look terrified." I'm like, well, yes, because there was 8 minutes, and they just kept coming with the corner kicks. I was absolutely devastated, thinking we're not going to lose, we're not going to win. And then the score came in from the other, the other playoff, and then the stadium just bounced. It was just rocking. And those are memories my boys have been able to see and cherish. That, you know, we had the 87. We've had, you know, I had all of that experience where we've gone to the big clubs and played, you know, had those moments of euphoria. But our kids have never seen that really. So these last few seasons, through what Robbins and AD have done, and Derek as well in the team, you know, it's just been phenomenal. And, you know, a new era with Doug in charge, a new era. The less said about Sisu, the better. You don't want to get me started on that. But, you know, we've got through that, and we got through that with Mark at the house. So your earlier question about people questioning him and criticising him. Well, yeah, everybody's got a right to criticise because you're paying your money and you're a fan. But he's done more for this club in the time he's been here than I've known since I've been a fan, really. Apart from George and John, of course.
Yeah, of course. Now, listen, we've got some lovely comments coming in for you here. Ian Small has put up, great story, Natalie. Bless your dad. That's a nice comment there for you. Mark Cunningham, another one of our winners, isn't he, Ken?
Yeah,
another one of our winners. Nice one, that Sky Blue through and through. And Paul Cadden, my cousin, has put up thumbs up. Brilliant stuff. Now listen, Nat, you sit by the dugout. You've got to have some stories, surely. You've got to have some stories. You've got to be able to tell us something that you can hear from where you sit. Can you hear what's going on down there on that bench? Especially Andy.
We can hear Mark when he turns away, and some of the expletives he says to AD. I shouldn't say this, but we see AD's bum a lot when he stands up. At the top of his bottom is always on show when he's pulling his trousers up. So we see that a lot. And actually, yeah, we hear the conversations. But what goes on tour stays on tour, Miles. You know, that'd be telling. But you can see when he's not. Let's put it this way: Mark is very reserved, and when he's facing the crowd outward. He's quite reserved, but sometimes you can see when he's really cross, and he'll mouth something AD or Derek, and you know, you can hear it. You can hear a few expletives. You can hear you know when they're getting people warmed up. Because we can see, like I said, 60th minute onwards, there's the same routine. He'll motion to AD. AD will go up and talk to him. They'll have a little conflab. They'll get the little iPad out and they'll look at tactics. They'll call someone back and then the shirt comes off. But the best thing is to see the shirt come fully off. You see their muscles. But then, no, I don't want to say that because then I sound like that stereotypical woman of football. But it's just nice because. And also in the lounge, we get to meet some of the players' family. I've met Fadz's family who are lovely. Their girls are adorable. We've met, Gus always used to come into the players' lounge, Ben Sheaf, Dabo was amazing, always come in, and his family. So it's quite nice. And then you get the rich and famous popping through as well. So we have our lovely singer that comes through to his box. But, it's not about that for me. For me, it was about treating ourselves because my mum and dad never could get into that sort of side of things. But once we've got those seats, we're never giving those up now. There's no way. They are the best seats in the house, I think. You know, and it's yes, we do hear some things, but what goes on tour stays on tour, Miles. I'm not being ejected for spilling the beans. No chance.
What about that? AD, was it last season or was it the season before? The clothesline that AD did to the fan that ran on.
Oh
the
my
pitch.
God. Oh my God. Yeah, that was right in front of us. He just literally took out that. You're on about the guy that ran on the pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took him out.
And AD put his arm out and clotheslined him.
Yeah, he just took him out, and it was just like, oh my God, you know. And you can hear AD as well. You can hear AD giving a bit of a, you know, mouth sometimes to the opposite managers, you know, when they're arguing or to the referee. I mean, AD, I wouldn't be messing with AD. No chance. He's solid, isn't he? He's absolutely solid. But you know, they're like they just complement each other. They really do, and they you know, they're just a team. I think there was one match end of last season when they had a few words as well, and Robbins didn't come out to speak on the radio that night. My sister and I picked up that they weren't speaking at all, and he called Derek up to talk to him instead of AD, and we're like, oh, there's been some handbags there. But yeah, it's just so close. I mean, you get to see the injured players. So the injured players come up, the squad players, or they're not playing. They come up and they sit right next to us. So Kitchen, I went and got a photo straight away when he first signed and was sat up there. You know, I've got photos of everyone. I think they must have a photo of me saying, watch the stalker when you get out there. She's going to stalk you. You know, I'll push kids and everything out of the way, me to get my shirts. No, I'm only joking. I actually did take my stepson once, who's a real gorgeous, cute boy, and I think that's when we got Gus's shirt, because I put him up, went just above the dugout, and I was like, Gus, and he came over and handed it to me for my godson Jude. But my cousin obviously said, Nat, you can, you know, give it to Sam, my son. You can have it because he doesn't support them. I use children. I do anything.
That's not what you told me. You said that Amy gave it to your nephew or whatever it was you were just saying, and then you took it off and you said, I'll have that, thank you very much.
No, that wasn't Jude. That was another guy. There was right. So that, in my fairness to me, no, I didn't take Jude's off him. What I had with it was Panzo shirt. That's the one. He went to throw it to some guy, like some kid. Just got my hand out, and they tried. It was like, I'll give you £150 for that, and I was like, no, thank you. But yeah, I would have took it anyway. I would have just literally, but I hold on to things, and I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm sounding really bad now, aren't I? I'm not that bad. I would give them a shirt if they really wanted it.
Brilliant. I absolutely love it. Well, thanks for coming on tonight. It's absolutely superb. We've got a comment here coming in from Claudio. He needs to calm down a little bit, Claudio. He said when he needs a third wife, he'll give you a shout, Nat.
Third wife.
Calm down.
Unless his name's Matty Godden, we've got no chance.
That's it. Ian Smalls come on and says, Miles, you have competition for the host job. Yeah, you can come on and host the show if you like, Nat. That's brilliant. So, Tony, how's Nation Radio going, mate? How's it all going?
I've been grassed up a few times, Milesy, you know. So basically, copyright, mate, copyright. So I've had to resort to Facebook Live and go on. If you don't put the video on, they'll leave you alone. So basically,
okay, you've been putting videos on.
If you don't show your face, they'll leave you alone. Right, so but I don't know. All I know is I was on Spreaker for 15 years, and this year they've started. I think there must be new copyright rules, and I pay for the music, but it is what it is. You've got to buy. You got to pay something like 10 grand for a license and stuff like that. So it's probably the beginning of the end for it, realistically.
No.
You
got to carry on with that.
It is for Spreaker, but you can carry on Twitch and Facebook Live. Twitch is the best.
There you are then.
Yeah,
Don't
Twitch
give
is.
it up then.
basically Twitch, if you download the app and search Nation Radio Commentary, that will not get cut off, right?
Yeah.
You can listen to that live at any time. Facebook, if I put they didn't cut me off on Sunday, they didn't cut me off tonight, but I just put the logo up. I didn't put my own face on there, so we were sound. So I don't know. I'm in the trial period, but I'll play music from the 60s all the way up to the 2000s. I've got a 90s show coming up in sometime next week, so hopefully it'll be all right. And it's from Coventry in the UK. Brilliant, but Cov City more important. When are we going to get the second win?
Luke Carter's just come and said private radio, mate.
Pirate
radio. Pirate radio. Or
that's
TikTok Live.
Luke, that's the one. TikTok Live.
There you are. Right, let's have one more go at Spot the Ball. We'll give the answers out very shortly. Get your answers in. Let's get your answers in. You can win one of 3 tickets for tomorrow night's show down at Dillon's. Where we are interviewing Ellis Sims and Matty Godden tomorrow night. It's going to be a cracking night down at Dillon's Brewery. Get yourselves down there. There's some more tickets come available tonight, but we've got 3 to give away. Thank you to Dennis, one of our followers. He's an absolute cracking bloke, and he's going to be there tomorrow night. He's offered us 3 tickets because he over-ordered. So get your guesses in. Where is the ball? See if you can get it in. See where the ball is. Give us a guess. Get your guesses in. Come on. We've got about 9 minutes. 9 minutes. So we'll give you the answer very shortly. So Ken,
Yes.
we need another win Monday night. What do you reckon?
Yeah, obviously been switched to Monday night for Sky TV purposes. Another Saturday without a game, which is a bit annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got the Neil Warnock situation as well because he's left now, isn't he? So they're going to have a new manager in Huddersfield, so they're going to be up for it as well. So it's no easy games. But yeah, I think we can bounce back. I think the players will, Robbins will let the players know, obviously, that performance weren't acceptable the other night. So I think he'll make a few changes, and I think we will bounce back and get a win. We desperately need 3 points. We're drawing too many games.
Yeah.
I know there's been games where we should have won. You know, we've been lucky against Leicester when we did lose first game of the season. Very unlucky against them. So there has been a bit of unfortunate along the way, but we've got to get a good win behind us and a good couple of goals we need, don't we, before we can relax.
Yeah.
I don't like 1-0s and hanging on and they can equalise right at the death. We need a couple of goals, and I think Monday night could be the night when we turn on a good show.
We've got to come out the starting blocks fast.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt, and I think he'll make a few changes. I think he will play Sims up front, and I think he'll bring the new guy from Brighton in, Arari, and I think he'll start, and it'll be more attacking definitely at home, and probably Sakamoto as well.
Yeah.
You know, we can need him as well because he creates problems for any team, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do you think he'll play Fads?
I think he will because we've had a bit of a rest, haven't we? Because we haven't played Saturday. I think he'll play Fads just simply because I think it was a Saturday game. He might not have because of his age, and you know he's got a couple of more days to recover, hasn't he? So I think he will play Fads.
Yeah.
And it's just who he plays alongside him.
Yeah.
Whether he goes with Kitchener or whether he brings back, Bobby. I don't know. It's interesting to see, isn't it? What he's going to do there, but I think Faz will play definitely because we've had that extra couple of days to recover.
Yeah.
But there is going to be games throughout the season where Faz is going to be missing. So we need a strong squad at the back, don't we? To people who can come in and be ready to.
Definitely.
I think we've got that now.
Yeah. And Vic, would you rest Fads for this one? Would you play the 3 new centre backs? Well, yeah, 3 of the 4.
No, I think Ken's probably right, isn't he? That there's nearly a full week, so I don't think he necessarily needs to be rested now. I think it's nice that we've got options at the back, isn't it? So, I suppose over the season, we're going to want to utilise all of them as best we can. For a couple of reasons. There's we made some decent defensive signings. I really like a couple of those players, and so they need to be playing regularly so they feel settled in the team, and that they're not looking to move on because they're fed up of like too much bench time. So we're going to have to work out a way to get them all playing. But I think I'll probably leave Fads in for Huddersfield.
Yeah, you reckon you would?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 points as well for me. I'm confident.
We said that the other night.
Well, you know me, I'm always confident, and then it goes wrong. But but no, I'm very confident and optimistic.
Natalie, what changes would you make for Monday?
Definitely Ayari on.
Yeah,
I'd like to think he'd bring Sakamoto on, but I don't think he will, because Sakamoto, it depends on, great going forward, but not so great defensively. He's got to work on that. I think he'll bring him off the bench. I think Ayari to start. I think he'll start Fads, because the thing that Fads is good at is talking. He's always talking to that back line and always talking. And I think some of those new players need that guidance from him at the moment, and just keep going. So I think he'll start Fads. I've got a feeling he'll start Sims as well, because he'll see what we saw. Surely he'll see that Hadji was just jogging around the park and looked not that interested, losing passes. I mean, obviously he did a little bit special, but there wasn't a lot there. Ellis looked like he had more fire in his belly when he came on the pitch. And I think, it'll be good for Sims to have that starting time, because he just needs his confidence. I think once he starts hitting the back of the net, that'll, we'll start seeing some goals from him. And he can't drop Godden. There's just no way on earth. He'd be stupid to drop him unless there was something else, that he knows about that we don't really. I think Godden has been brilliant, and it's with a little bit of regret really for last season, because if Godden hadn't been injured, it might have been, we'd have bagged a few more points in last season as well. So I think he'll start with the Ayari, because midfield looked a bit weak. Definitely weak going, and we just didn't have any ideas going forward. So I think Ayari is a creative player. He'll run at players, and so will Sakamoto. So I think really Sims on, Ayari on, Fads will stay. Sakamoto, I'd like to see come on from the beginning, but I think he'll come off the bench.
Yeah. And Tony, do you think he'll change formation?
Well, the thing is, I'm going to say, Sakamoto, where are you going to play him? Because he's not a defender.
Mm.
If you play Sakamoto, you don't play Van Ewijk, do you?
That's what I'm saying. Would you change formation if you're going to play Ayari and Sakamoto?
Yeah, I'd play Ayari. I think he should definitely start in midfield. Probably in place of Kelly, because Kelly's played loads and loads of games. I put him straight in there. Obviously Van Ewijk might not be fit, so if he's not fit, then play Sakamoto. But I think Sakamoto is too weak in defence. I mean, you see, Kylan Grant just got around him, boom, header into the corner the other night. Definitely Sims. I think I'd play Sims up front with Godden. Do you know what? I would even try and put Jamie Allen in the middle as well, if they're not going to play, because he's experienced. Karma Fazlin, you can't drop him. He's the the experience he's got is if you dropped him, then you got a very inexperienced back three. Yeah. I mean, last year, what was it? McFadden, Callum Doyle we had last year. Panzo when he played, and who was the and you had the thingy, didn't you? Dabo that was in there last year, but two of them players played in defence last year, and McFadden, no, he's got to stay at the moment. But probably only Sakamoto and Sims is. I wouldn't play Sakamoto if Van Ewijk's fit, because he's not a defender, unless they're going to use him as a winger, which they won't.
No,
I think he's brilliant as a winger. Reminds me of Steve Coppell years ago. Brilliant winger. Yeah.
Right,
Ken will tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I remember. Tone.
Well, we're
Great
going to get
game.
a few more.
Great going
Before we-
forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get a few more comments in before we come to the end of the show and give you the results and get our winners for the tickets and also Sky Blue Fans TV prize. First, we've got an under average COD fan has come on. There's a few comments coming in about tomorrow night. Are Miles and Ken hosting the event at Dillon's tomorrow night? We will tell you that Sky Blue Fans TV will be hosting alongside Sky Blue Extra. So one of us will be on stage with
It's a
Sky
joint.
Blue Extra to interview Matty Godden and Ellis Sims. So yes, Sky Blue Fans TV are back with a bang, and you know that's what it's all about. That's what we're there for, and that's what we're here for. Is for you fans, and we're trying to bring you the best content possible. So hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow night. What we got down here? Let's have a little look. Let's go from the bottom upwards now. Can't wait. Daniel Drury says, can't wait till O'Hare's back. He'll be like a new signing. Well, we hope so, but we're going to have to give him time, aren't we? We're going to have to make sure that he does settle back in and, you know, really does just take it easy. I don't think he'll start a game. I think he'll come on for probably 5 or 10 minutes towards the end when you know that the game's secure or something like that, because you can't afford to let him get injured again. So we might get one late substitution, Nat. Under average COD fan on again. If you play Sakamoto at right wing back, then you need to play 3 midfielders in the middle to cover him. Yeah, I think Mark Robbins as well mentioned that in his interview. I heard him say that with Sakamoto playing, they've set up where if a player does get past Sakamoto, Latibodio knows he's got to get across to help him. So they've got a plan in place to help Sakamoto. And I did hear that on his interview yesterday when I listened to it back. Glenn from Sky Blue Hub has put Collins, Milan, Thomas, Kitchen, Binks, De Silva, Latti, Allen, Ayari, Tats, and Godden. So Godden, the lone striker in there, by the looks of that. Mark Cunningham says Fads is a warrior. He will play. What's this? Luke Carter. Yeah, no probs. Oh, that was for. What was that for? Oh, Danny Drury. We are allowed to take pictures tomorrow night and sign. You can take pictures, but you won't be able to do any signings, unfortunately, because there'll be loads there. I think they've sold about 300 tickets now, so it's going to be an absolute mega night tomorrow night. But wrap up warm because it might be a little bit chilly in there. So right, let's get our answers in then for the old spot the ball. We've got down here. Let me get my page up. So we had Natalie saying number 19. I said number 4. Tony's gone 22. Vic's gone 15, and Ken's gone number 6. Now, as I say, I can't remember which one it is. So we're going to give you the answer now. And the answer to spot the ball this week that wins a Sky Blue Fans TV prize is number 19.
Yay!
We have a winner. We have a live winner. How do you feel about
Oh,
it?
no, I haven't won yet. Not won yet. I haven't won yet.
Winner.
There's more than one
Oh,
winner tonight.
oh no, you're joking.
More than one winner tonight.
Oh, hang on there now. Hang on.
Now, listen. Right, I'm going to go. Right, I'm going to ask Vicky,
Yeah.
would you please pick a number? So the winners tonight,
Who else is
the
won?
winners tonight who got it right is Paul Cadden, Ken Otomo, and Natalie with number 19.
All chose 19.
All chose 19. So,
Oh,
Vicky, will you pick a number between number 1 and 3?
That's a difficult one. 2.
Natalie!
you have
Yay!
won.
Get in there,
Oh,
get in.
yeah.
Girl power.
Don't
that.
panic.
So,
Well, there you go.
you've won a Sky Blue Fans TV mug and coaster.
Oh, brilliant.
All right, so you got one in. Now, we got pick the players. So we had pick the players, which was Ellis Sims,
Bobby Thomas.
Bobby Thomas,
Matty Godden.
and Matty Godden. So Okay, so hold on a sec. This is now we've got 3 tickets to give away. This is for 3 tickets, so 1 ticket per person. Okay, so we've got seven correct answers on this one. So it was Ellis Sims, it was Bobby Thomas, and it was Matty Godden. So Natalie, we'll ask you. So we've got 3 tickets. We'll ask you to pick a number between 1 and 7.
Lucky number 7.
Oh,
Mark Cunningham.
Cunningham.
Mark Cunningham, you've won a ticket for tomorrow night's players' meeting at Dillon's Brewery. I'll email me across your email again, please, if you can. Email will be going across the bottom of the screen. If you can email me across your email, I know I've got it somewhere, but just refresh it. Give me another email. I'll get the ticket over to you tonight. Tony, pick a number between 1 and 6.
What's it? Number 4.
Number 4 is Paul Cadden. So, Paul, if I'll get your ticket over to you later. I'll send it via email or WhatsApp to you, mate, because I've got that anyway. It's not a fix, honest. It's not a fix. Okay. Ken, pick a number between 1 and 6. And, yeah, there you go.
Between 1 and 6.
Between, 1 and 6.
I will have number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6. Who's that?
Number 6 is Natalie!
Yeah, get in there. Double win.
Oh my God. Double bubble.
We need to mop up now on Monday with a 3rd win with Cov, then I'll be happy.
Wow.
There you are. There we have it. So there you have it. So the winners of the tickets tonight, send me your email across.
I'll wait up my yours.
Mark.
Mark said he can't go, so to redraw for him.
Okay. Mark says he can't go. Okay, right. So we're going to redraw then. Tony, pick a number. Either number 1, 2, 3, or 5.
Number 1.
Number 1
1
is Danny Drury.
Hmm.
Danny Drury.
Who was on messaging
He
earlier?
was messaging earlier. I think he's got a ticket, but does he want another one? Let's find out. We might be able to get this other one away. Danny, are you still there watching? Danny Drury's won another ticket, or does he want us to give it away to someone else? Or does he want it or not? Let's see what he says. So let's see. Is he coming up? No, not coming up at the moment. So what I want to say is a massive thank you to our guest tonight. First of all, to I'm here. Do you want this ticket? Do you want this ticket you've just won? Let's see what he says. Is that a yeah? Yeah. Okay, he wants it. So send me your email across, Danny. I'll get the ticket over to you. So just want to say massive thank you to Ken Stewart, who's on his way to work. You on nights?
I'm on night shift. I'm working next door here, and we're in Leafy, Warwickshire at the minute. So I've literally got to go out the door, turn right, and right again, and I'm at work. So
Brilliant. What time's that from? 10 till
10 till 6 in the morning.
Hey.
Ooh.
But I'm off tomorrow, so I'll be at the brewery tomorrow. So for the players' meeting.
Brilliant.
So looking forward to that. It should be a good night, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should be good. It's going to be a good laugh tomorrow night. It's going to be fantastic.
Different venue, so it'll be slightly different.
Yeah.
But bigger venue as well.
Big.
So
Yeah.
that'll be good.
More people.
Yeah.
And Tony, what are you up to for the rest of the night and the weekend? Because there's no game.
Nothing tonight. Probably be on the radio sometime over the weekend. I'll see you at Dillon's tomorrow night, by the way.
Yeah,
I'll be at
you
Dillon's
will.
tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
you will.
I don't really know. I'm depressed when there's no games on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, Cheryl's in London tonight, and she says, "What are we doing Saturday? Because you're not playing." I says, "I don't know." I don't know.
You'll be
Not a
walking
clue.
down.
And Vic, what are
Yeah.
you up to? What are you up to this weekend? Because there's no game.
I'm going out in Birmingham. A few drinks.
Birmingham.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Broad Street, Big. Broad Street.
No, like Brindley
Yeah.
Place in St Paul Square.
Oh,
A few cocktails.
Very posh down there.
That's me, posh.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And Matt, Paul Cadden's just come in and he said that you can have his ticket so you can take someone with you.
Oh, thank you. I'll take Sam, my son. He'll love that. Thanks, Paul. You're a star. Thank you.
There you go. Brilliant stuff. And Nat, what are you up to this weekend then if there's nothing going on the old football?
Oh, it's going to be a boring one, isn't it? Well, I'm going out Saturday night in Leamington with my family for a meal and some drinks. Sunday, I'll probably just be recovering from a bad hangover. And then Monday night, I'll be up at the CBS cheering the boys on. And now Friday, you've just added another day to my weekend. So thanks, Paul, and thanks you guys. I really am looking forward to that.
Cool.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. Kent's been brilliant tonight.
It's been brilliant. Yeah, if you get your address over, please, Nat, and then we'll get that.
I've got the details.
Oh, you got the details?
Yeah, I got it.
And we'll get that to you in, Matt, in the post, or we can drop it off to you, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the mug and coaster?
Mug and
Oh,
coaster.
yeah, I need your address, Nat. He needs to get the mug to you.
Mug and
All right, yeah, no worries. We'll send that over. Cheers.
Have you enjoyed your debut?
Do you know what? It's been lovely. I was really a bit nervous before I came on. I was just like, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? But I've loved it. It's been really good. And you're doing a cracking job, you and Ken, with this. Really, I'll keep it up because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Bringing it to the fans. So well done.
Thank you very much. That's a lovely comment. Thank you so much.
I
We
just
really
thought
enjoy it.
I can bring it actually tomorrow night.
They are.
There you go.
It's
No
fine.
need.
Yeah, cool.
You're going to be there.
Thank you.
And I'll
I'll have
see
a
you
pint of
tomorrow
beer
night.
in the mug.
At least it won't get broken in the post, so I'll guarantee it will be in one piece.
Yeah, cheers, Ken. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. So listen, everyone, thank you so much for watching this evening. Thanks for all the fantastic comments coming in as usual. It's been absolutely brilliant. We just thought we'd try something different. Have Ken in the studio, which is great by the bar.
Yes.
Ken O'Toole just said, what time's the Cockleman come round?
Well, the bar's just about to open. As soon as we go off the air, the bar's going to be open.
It is, because it's a house to myself.
Whee!
Unfortunately, I can't have a drink because I'm going to work. Unfortunately.
TNT coming out very soon. Listen, give us a massive big Sky Blue Army.
Sky
Army!
Take care, everyone. Thanks.
See you, bye.
See you soon. Take care.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.